What if they copy your ideas though, Lloyd?
Yeah, they could.
Do you think similar? Because
Yeah,
you
yeah,
obviously
no,
just agree with everything I say.
No, I do. Good, being a good brother.
Thank you.
No, I was asking you.
Oh,
We're just a couple of business anchors. Welcome to the Business Anchors podcast. This jingle is slightly too long.
Welcome to Business Anchors episode 23, the business podcast that sometimes isn't about business and is weirdly popular in Singapore. Today we'll be talking about how we've won business through our competitors, and we'll also see the return of the world famous segment, Dan helping you be good at business. So, going to be good, isn't it?
yeah, it's going to be good.
So, firstly, I said about competition. We've been competing a bit.
We've been fighting a bit lately, and I think it's time we address this.
Fighting, have we?
Well, I mean,
I wouldn't class it as fighting.
No, not fighting, but you know what I mean. We've Lloyd, I'm trying to make it sound more interesting than it actually is.
Yeah.
You are so rubbish.
For the listeners of the podcast, if you're not viewing, I've got two black eyes because we've been fighting so much.
Do you remember, just quickly, when we were kids and when we were playing, you used to clap your hand and say, "Oh, Mum," and act like I hit you? You do remember that? Don't say you didn't.
Yes.
Sorry,
yeah, I do remember. But you used to do it to me as well.
Okay. Anyway.
That's a weird tangent. But yeah, I wanted to talk about this because we have been competing in a weird way. We're trying to achieve the same things in our business and stuff. Dan in the business, for those of you that don't know, is sales and marketing and heading up all of that. I'm supposed to have... do you sound cleaner? The cleaner?
Yeah.
Did you? Yeah. Well, I am. I do bloody everything,
Good.
don't I?
Go on.
Yeah.
Go on. You.
Yeah, I have the kind of more overall look of the business and handling everything, operations, finance, and looking at sales and marketing as well. I should be looking at all areas of that. So we've been competing because Dan wants the team to spend time and money on sales and marketing to get win more business for our business, to help us grow.
Yeah, you got a problem with that? Say it to my face.
Weirdly, I have had a problem with that, which makes absolutely no sense. And, well, what I have been more focused on is delivering really great work for our clients, because that's more my day-to-day. I guess that's more my focus. So me and Dan have been competing for this time and money to go into these two sides of the business, which is weird.
Yeah, but it's the same problem that individual business owners have, and huge business owners have, of doing what you need to do to win business, like we've said in the past, winning the business, delivering it, but then not having time to do what you need to do to win more business.
Yeah.
So, and we've kind of solved that previously by making sure we're scheduling enough time for both.
Yeah. I mean, we've really preached, probably on this podcast as well, of telling you guys, make sure you spend at least a day a week on your own business rather than delivering work. And we still do that, but
not enough.
But not enough. And I suppose we still do that. But as our team's grown, the resources we've put into delivering great work for our clients has really grown. But we just kind of expected Dan to deal with the rest on his own.
I know I'm brilliant, but I'm not that brilliant.
You're definitely not that brilliant. No. But yeah, it's a weird thing, I guess. We've had a good chat about this to try and resolve it, because in a business, because I've seen this in previous businesses I've worked in as well, where there's like fighting between departments of like, oh, we should be doing this, we should be doing this, and it's a bit weird because obviously you should be trying to achieve the same thing.
Yeah. What are we actually going to do? What was our? Because I think that might be helpful to people. What are we doing to fix this?
Basically, the main thing I think is we're more actively saying, right, we are allocating this time to sales and marketing of our own business for these members of our team.
Whereas before I'd ask,
and even if a client project that could be lucrative comes in, we really try and ring fence that time to be like, yeah, sure, we can deliver you great work, but on that Thursday, we're not going to be working on client projects. These three people are actually doing this, but then they're back to it on Friday. And yeah. And I think that's doable. Obviously, it just takes more organisation to make sure we have the time we need. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah. So that's competition within our business.
Yeah.
What about competition outside our business, Lloyd?
Oh,
what a segue!
Interestingly, well, something that I definitely want to talk about. I was really surprised. So firstly, do you want to say? Do you want to tell us about what's happened, Dan? Yeah.
So a couple of weeks ago, I got some LinkedIn connection requests from people. You know, you can add a note when you connect with someone. It was probably like 10 or 15 people connecting saying, Mark and Liv from Red Sprout said you're good. And I was like, that's nice. They've obviously, and delving a bit more into it, they'd done a webinar that apparently was very good. Yeah. And they'd said that we were good. So, and they do similar stuff to us. They produce content and things. So it was nice to see someone else that other people might consider a competitor actually saying nice things about us.
Yes. And then from that, basically, because I'm such a good person, really try and ingrain that in the culture of our business. So we thought, how can we thank these guys for being nice and sort of talking about us and putting us in front of other people? So we bought them each a nice bottle of wine, sent them
You are such a
handwritten note. And by the way, it's funny because I'm saying like, I'm nice and stuff. I had nothing to do with this, by the way. Obviously, I've ingrained this culture. It's come from me.
You have nothing to do with it.
But yeah, Ida and Dan, sorry if there's
mainly Ida.
Anyone else that worked on it that I haven't named, kind of made that work. And then very nice of Olivia Webb. Webb?
Yeah.
I thought I got the surname wrong.
Yeah, of course. We know Liv.
Yeah, I know. But I just had a flash of, did I say that wrong?
Yeah.
Posted saying thank you and how nice it is that, people that could be seen as competitors are working together and collaboratively and being nice to each other and supporting each other. And it's gone down really well on LinkedIn, that post, and loads of people, again, it's more positive for us. Thanks, Liv. People go, that's so nice to see you working together and all this sort of thing. Yeah. And I guess I was surprised because it's got such a good reception of people almost kind of
surprised
shocked that something like that would happen. Like, they're, competition work like this. And weirdly, I didn't even see it as, sending this to our competition. I just saw it as, Mark and Liv are really nice at Red Sprout and they've done something nice. Let's send them this. I guess I was quite shocked at that kind of norm.
I think it's the mentality of competition. So diving into some of our most lucrative, best clients have come via a recommendation from other agencies that do stuff that we do.
Yeah.
Which sounds pretty shocking. Like, what on earth are they doing? But I think it's important to understand, even if you do similar things to other people, you're going to attract different types of audiences. I'm happy that if someone or a client is a better fit for Mark and Liv from Red Sprout or for another agency that we know, I'd rather they work with them if they're a better fit. So I don't see any problem in us collaborating and
I think the reason that we've gained so much through our competitors business wise over the years is I think from day one we've had this outlook of we haven't been competing, we've always been like this, and I think because we've been like that, obviously it's reciprocated, and so other agencies in this area and what we do that.
What if they copy your ideas though, Lloyd?
Oh yeah, they could.
That was the best noise ever. Because this is something that a lot of pushback. I remember when we started the business, Dad said this to us.
Yeah, you can't
be giving away free information.
Yeah, you can't be nice to anyone that does something similar to you. Just tell them to F off. No, Dad didn't say that, but the traditional thing obviously would be to be much more distant from competitors. But I think in reality, like you said about different fits, every other agency every other business you're seeing as your competition is likely to be a different size to you, different pricing to you, different service, attract different industries and different sectors and stuff, do things slightly differently, have different personalities. Even if you think, they do a similar thing to me, there's so many differences that it's unlikely that there's many potential kind of opportunities that would consider both of you to work for work. Yeah. And I think for us, it's definitely been more of a strength that even if we could be competing against someone that we have a good relationship with, both sides would probably push more work to the other one than kind of compete with each other.
I just have such a good feeling inside about those guys, and you know, rather than having the feeling like, oh, we hate them, let's not, having the feeling of let's be nice to each other, and it's just nice. Help you sleep at night.
Yeah. Editor, if we can put their names on screen so if anyone's watching they can see, but it's Mark Gaisford and Olivia Webb from Red Sprout Media. I think they're, if especially follow them on LinkedIn, because I think it's they're the sort of people that can be really inspirational for your marketing strategy and content and that kind of thing. They're doing really good stuff.
And we've got an exciting Zoom call set up with them to brainstorm some cool ideas. Yeah. I named the Zoom call Knowlton Sprout.
Knowlton Sprout.
Yeah, which
you never know. We might both grow our businesses and have like 2,000 employees and then merge and form Knowlton Sprout in 10 years' time.
Watch this space.
Yeah, probably not.
But cool.
Yeah, but just as an example, because I think people might still be like, oh, why would I do that? We one example. I won't go into details of who it is and stuff, but there's an agency that was delivering a similar service to us. A potential client contacted them saying, we've got about a £10,000 budget to do this stuff. This agency said, oh, we're not sure it's a great fit for us. Go and speak to our friends at Knowlton. And we have been working with them for 3 years. That 10,000 has been multiplied many times for the income we've had, and has really helped us growing over the last couple of years. And I think this stuff isn't just fluff of like, oh yeah, it feels nice, and
actually works.
It's been real income and money into our business, and it helped us grow. So I think it's not just about that feeling nice and working well with your competition.
I think you've got to have good intent still, though. I think if you've heard that story of us being able to make money through these relationships, you don't want to go into them like, oh, you could make me more money for my business. I'm going to strategically target you. I think it needs to be authentic.
Yeah. I mean, a flower does not think of competing to the flower next to it. It just blossoms.
Where's that from?
Huh?
Where's that quote from?
Just a Chinese proverb that I thought was...
I literally saw you reading as you're saying it, so...
Yeah, companies that solely focus on competition will die. Those that focus on value creation will thrive. Is something that I've been thinking of.
Is it? Is that original?
Yeah. Competition is for dogs and horses. That was a quote by Jerry Halliwell, that one.
Nice.
Yeah. If you can't win, make the fellow ahead of you break their record. Don't really know if that one's... Does that make sense? Yeah. So a question for you before I randomly read more Chinese proverbs. Where's the line? Because I've said, there's loads of differences between... If next door to us there was Nelson and they were an agency the same size as us, focusing on creative video marketing campaigns on social, with trackable results and return on investment, and they had this hunky guy called Boyd leading the team.
Boyd Bolton.
He had a little kind of sidekick called Fran. Would you still have the same attitude?
So really good question. No, I wouldn't have the exact same attitude. I think if you've literally got a direct competitor next to you that does exactly the same thing as you, exactly the same audience, exactly the same value proposition, very similar brand, I think it wouldn't be clever to be actively promoting them, which goes against what I've just said. But the reason why I've saying
apologies, Boyd and Fran Nelson. But
the reason I'm saying that is because I don't think that happens a lot. I don't think you may think your competitors are the exact same market, the exact same, but they've probably got a specialism and more experience in certain industries or certain services they offer, whereas you don't.
I agree. I think if you're thinking of like your 10 biggest competitors, I reckon there's only one that's actually, obviously this will be different for different industries, but it's likely that there's only one that is genuinely really close to what you're offering, and you'll be really competing for the same market share. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, I just thought I'd see, because obviously we've been
What do you think? What do you think similar? Because you obviously just agree with everything I say.
No, I do. I do agree with everything you've said just then.
Yeah.
I think there's always a line, Otherwise, we'd just all be throwing money at our competitors. Do you want a grand? Yeah, here you go. So it doesn't make sense, but it's just those are far and far between.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, cool. Don't think I've ever said that before.
Yeah.
Felt quite nice, that. Might use that. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Don't knock your competitors. By boosting others, you will boost yourself. A little competition is a good thing, and severe competition is blessing. Thank God for competition.
Nice.
I didn't realise it was getting religious at the end, that one. I don't think I read that properly. Cool. Right. This next segment, Dan.
Yes.
Moving on.
Yeah. Is
a new segment.
Okay.
That is called competition. Oh, no, sorry. Start again. It's called the Ray. Oh no, hang on.
Oh my God, are you joking?
No, it was right the first time. Competition, the race of life. So in this segment, I'm going to be asking you, in the race of life, in these different areas, if you're going to give yourself gold, silver, bronze, or did not finish.
Okay.
Just
so I'm like rating myself.
Yeah, like if you're in a competition for these things in your lifetime, where are you?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Go on.
So, academic schoolwork.
Gold.
Oh,
I got a first at uni, Lloyd. Come on.
He's starting out. Did you?
Yeah.
A first?
Yeah.
Oh, I only just got anything. Okay, interesting. He's very confident.
I'm going to be honest. If there's something that I don't think.
Okay, right, all right. School sports day.
Ooh, bronze.
Bronze.
Yeah.
Oh, are you being a bit nice to yourself there?
Bronze is the worst one, isn't it?
No, did not finish.
Oh, did not finish. Did not finish then, probably. Yeah.
Really?
Sorry, I didn't realise that was an option. Yeah.
See, you look at me and Dan, and you probably think Dan is the sporty one, whereas what?
No.
Are you just laughing because you would definitely think that? Yeah. Okay, not probably. You would definitely think that. But at school,
Lloyd was the basketball.
Lloyd was the basketball. Did you say?
I'm joking.
No. Yeah, I was first name on the basketball team sheet.
You're really good at basketball. You played for the rugby in the sixth form.
I played for cricket, just making up the numbers, really. But yeah. Anyway, okay, moving on. Good looks.
Silver.
Oh, he wanted to say gold,
no,
didn't he?
Not.
He definitely wants to say gold.
I'd like to think silver, but who knows? On a good day.
Okay, kindness.
Not finished on a... between silver and bronze.
Oh, brilver. Okay. Sense of humour.
Gold.
Oh,
sense
nice.
of humour. I laugh a lot. At you.
Is that what sense of humour is?
Like, as in having a joke and a laugh.
Oh, you do. Oh,
maybe silver then. You're making me question myself now.
No, that's fine. Sense of smell.
Silver?
Yeah, pretty good at smelling, are you? Yeah, good. You quite often pick up when I smell.
Yes. Daily basis.
Judge of character.
Bronze.
Okay, so you're all right, but sometimes you get it. You start a business with someone that's not overly trustworthy.
Yeah, and, you think because they're your family you'll get on, but then it doesn't work out.
Find out later today. Okay, almost finished now in the race of life. Business acumen. Did I say that word right?
Silver.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought.
I'd say you're gold. I'm silver.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, but I would say you're gold, Dan.
No, you're gold.
Oh, good. How do you say? Good brotherness. Good being a good brother.
Thank you.
No, I was asking you.
Oh. Silver.
Oh, that was awkward, guys. Wasn't it? He thought I was saying he was a good brother. Silver. Okay, and finally, dad skills.
Silver.
Yeah. Oh, I'd give you a gold there as well. Okay, so that was the end of the weird segment called Competition, the race of life.
I like that.
Good. I'm glad you liked it. While we're on a weird bit not to do with business, I'd like to ask some advice from the listeners. And in a minute, we're going to be talking about some weird Instagram and TikTok stuff and the the classic segment of Dan helping us be good at business. But first, I've got a bit of a family issue. I'd like some advice from
Is
listeners.
this the best place for that, Lloyd?
No, but I'm having a mental breakdown, so I'm going to go public. No, it's nothing like that. We've got some elderly grandparents, Alan and Nina.
We've mentioned Grandad in the podcast before.
Oh yeah, because his best joke. Oh,
don't shout it because you'll hurt Lawrence's ears.
I went. Big fans of the Business Anchors podcast. This is Grandad, that his best joke that he does to everyone is just shouting bang and clapping and making you jump. I won't do it again because I think I damaged Lauren's eardrums last time I did it. But they're within lockdown and COVID and everything. They're in their 80s, so I think they're quite cut off and they're quite behind technology-wise. So they don't have mobile phones and things. So it's quite hard communication. Also, both of their hearing, especially Nan, is terrible. So even a phone call is not very successful. So I've had an idea. I've bought them a tablet, and I'm trying
But
to.
Lord, they don't have Wi-Fi.
I know. So I've got one with a SIM card in.
Clever.
I've thought about this. So they don't use the internet. They don't have a computer. They don't have mobile phones. Okay. So this is quite a big step up. I'd like any advice of how I can set up a tablet to be able to communicate with other people as easy as possible. Currently, I'm using WhatsApp and just trying to set up like a group chat with our family.
Is there something like, because they obviously only understand buttons, they wouldn't understand a touchscreen. Can you actually get an add-on that makes it a button press thing?
Well, I suppose you can get keyboards for some tablets, can't you?
Yeah.
I don't know, but
because they used to have that old computer upstairs that we used to play that game on. That
game. So they played solitaire on a computer for about 3 years, about
20 years ago.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess I'm just looking for the Business Anchors community. Any advice on elderly people that are a bit cut off in this? Obviously, that's one thing. Any ideas of setting up this tablet to be able to communicate with them and make it easy for them? But I guess also any other ideas of how we can do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thanks, guys. Let me know if you do have any advice. Now back to the Business Anchors podcast.
Yes.
Talking about competition of different things. Now we're moving on to competing platforms. You were going to say something about a couple of different social platforms.
Yes.
Then.
Reels. So if you've been living under a rock, you probably haven't heard of Reels, but Reels is Instagram's version of TikTok, basically, where it's short video clips of people doing weird dances and stuff.
Yeah.
But loads of other stuff. Got lots of creative tools in there. I just had an interesting thing this week where I posted the exact same video on Reels and TikTok and got 2 very different results, and I thought it was interesting. So I posted a video about, if you haven't seen it, the client clock. Just watch it on my Instagram if you haven't seen it. And on Instagram isn't really a platform we focus on much. So for us, this was good. It got 1,802 views, 36 comments, and 94 likes. Whereas I posted the exact same thing on TikTok.
Yeah.
It got 318 views, 0 likes, 0 comments.
Right. Interesting.
But to be honest, then I started thinking more about it. TikTok, I don't do anything on, and I'm not active really. Every once in a while. And Instagram I've had for years and have got some kind of audience on there that. So I thought that was interesting. Also, Twitter brought out Fleets, which is their version of stories, which is another thing that's happened. But they stopped rolling it out because of performance and stability issues.
I sometimes have performance and stability issues. I can relate.
But I just think it's slightly sad, really, for Twitter, because the reason I like Twitter is because it feels independent of all other social platforms. It hasn't followed that route of just copying all of the other features. It's kind of stayed true to its roots. But now it's just bringing out a stories platform. It just feels like, Twitter's turning into every other social platform again. So,
okay,
just some updates for you, really, Lloyd.
With the Instagram and TikTok thing, I just have never used Reels or posted anything on Reels.
Have you ever used social media?
Yes. Obviously, I do know stuff because
have you used the social medias?
I've really used social medias a lot. But do you know how many active users of Reels are? Do they release that data? Because obviously you can find out active users of each platform. Because I'm just wondering. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Do you? Oh, I'm going to
No. You can find out. I have no idea.
I was just going to say, I wonder if the active users of Reels is are fewer, or posting on Reels is significantly less than TikTok. Therefore, you will get more attention because there's less competition.
Yeah. I don't know. Someone look up that data and tell us.
Yes. Cool. Yeah, it's really important to find that out. So, yeah, okay. So finally, Dan, should we...
I've got a bit of a game for you. I'm excited.
A game?
Yeah, wait, go on. You carry on.
I was just going to introduce your segment.
Yeah, this is part of the segment.
Oh, okay. Okay. It went down very well previously. Don't know if it did, probably. So the segment, Dan helping us be good at business, is back.
Can we, editor, edit a good jingle, like a tone to that? So it's...
Okay, have you done that, editor? Yeah? Okay,
cool.
Great.
Try again.
Let's try again. Dan helping us be good at business. So Dan, off you go. How can we be good at business?
So, something, if you haven't heard of the Friday Club, it's a weekly email I send out with all the best marketing related content we've consumed and loads of cool stories about growing our agency. But I've sent out now almost 200 weekly emails, and we've got some really cool data that shows, like the headline of an email, the subject line, some really interesting data to show what types of subject lines work really well.
Ah, okay.
So I've got...
As in, which subject lines get more people to open the email, because we all get millions of emails.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've got 6 subject lines.
Okay.
5 of them are the top 5 we've ever had.
Ooh,
and I've got the percentages and stuff. One of them is the worst subject line opening rate we've ever had.
Oh, literally the worst.
The worst.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And by the way, this data is from after we had at least 100 people signed up, because when you have like 2 people signed up, it's a 50% open rate because one person opened it. So,
okay. So I should get this because it's literally the worst against literally the best.
Yeah,
say literally more. Yeah.
Literally.
Okay, literally.
So what's the best way to do this? There's 6 subject lines.
You read out the 6, and I'll pick out the one that is the worst performing.
Ready for... Okay, so I'm just going to read out the 6.
Okay.
I need to make sure I don't read them out in the correct order. Right, so... okay, number 1. The 13 things we've done to grow our agency. Number 2. Revealed how TikTok's algorithm works. Number 3. Burger King's most clever marketing campaign ever. Number 4. We're running a free event with a twist, and you're the first to be invited. Number 5. Facebook's F8 keynotes in a 12-minute video, in brackets, key takeaways. Number 6. The Ricky Gervais Optus marketing campaign is genius.
Oh, shit. I thought it would be...
Was there any that stand out as really good or really bad?
I thought this would be easier than... What was the 13 something?
The 13 things we've done to grow our agency.
I think that's the worst performing.
Okay.
I'll talk you through. I thought it'd be much easier than that. See, I think the one normally I'm trying to think of my brain. Oh, it could be the Ricky Gervais one. I don't know. For our audience, like marketing things, I think it probably isn't Burger King or Ricky Gervais things, because...
As the best or worst, clarify what you're saying.
Sorry, they're probably not the worst. They're probably the best, because if you're in marketing or in the business world and you see something sharing like, oh, this is the best example of stuff that you want to be good at, it's good to go in. The Facebook one threw me. So it's...
Facebook F8 keynotes in a 12-minute video. Sorry, Facebook F8 keynotes in a 12-minute video, key takeaways.
Yeah, see, that either could be... I mean, that could be the worst one. So it could be the worst one because it sounds a bit clunky and stuff. Would I actually read that and think, oh, interesting? I don't know. But the fact that it's like the key takeaways and it's a short thing, you're like, oh, I don't have to watch this massive thing. I'm just going to get value quickly. Yeah. Could be that. But the 13 things to grow our agency, I think 13 is too high a number. People like if it's 3, people think I can literally learn how to grow a business in like 5 minutes if I read this. But 13, it's weird. But I think people will be like,
okay,
it's too much stuff.
So I'd say just pick the best and the worst out the bunch.
The worst is the 13 things to grow our agency.
Yeah. So just
the best is how TikTok's algorithm works.
Is that your final answer? What's that from?
Countdown? No.
No, he wants to be a millionaire.
That's
Chris Tarrant.
Ding.
You know, it's locking it in. Yeah.
Now you got 50-50 left.
Phone a friend.
Okay.
Go. Okay.
I've locked those in.
Locked in. Firstly, you were completely correct with what you thought was the best. The best was revealed how TikTok's algorithm works.
Yes.
Okay, the reason this is so impressive, it got a 56.6% open rate. I think industry average is around 30%.
Cool. So you could say
Also,
Knowlton are above average for marketing.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
This is a recently sent email, so we've got the most number of subscribers when this was sent compared to some of the other ones.
So that's the most valid data as well.
Yeah, that's the most valid data. So you were correct. That's the best. The worst one you said was
the 13 things to grow our agency.
Incorrect. That was the second best.
I was really making myself look like an absolute genius.
Do you want to have a bonus round to think of what the worst was? One more go?
A Facebook thing.
No.
Ricky Gervais.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Because people don't like Ricky. He's Marmite, isn't he?
Yeah. I thought Ricky Gervais was probably the worst one.
So can I just share something of value? Three key things I take away from this data and through looking at what's worked. One, it consistently, things with text bait / something that builds intrigue works really well. So something that...
I love that everyone else calls everything clickbait, but we change it.
Text bait, ear bait, video bait.
Yeah.
So something where it's like, I want to find out the answer to that, like revealed how TikTok's algorithm works. You want to know, like, how does it work? Because
also it's like, oh, hang on. If other people are going to find this out and I don't know, it's like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number two, the shorter the headline, the better. If you look at my notes, literally the best one to the worst one, you can see the headline gets bigger, the worse performance they get. It's literally very clear to see.
Because if you can do put together 3 words that are so intriguing and interesting, it's everyone's going to read the whole thing and be like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the third thing is communicating the value someone's going to get from opening it. So consistently the headlines that say, you're going to learn this thing in here, but in a creative way.
Do you know what? One thing I do think, though, I think the best subject lines for email marketing aren't always the ones that get the best open rate. And I think this with a lot of different things in marketing. So
I know what you're going to say.
You could... Oh, right.
No, go on, because I know what you're going to say. But go on.
Once people open it, they're disappointed because it's just complete clickbait and they're not getting what they think they're going to. They're then disappointed and they won't open your future emails, or they won't watch your future YouTube videos, or they won't listen to your future podcasts, or be more reluctant to.
Yeah.
So I think you've got to make what you're actually including, the value, sound as good as it can without just basically, like, if you said TikTok, how the algorithm works, and then the next thing was kind of like, this is a good question we're all asking ourselves. Sometimes you see those and it just goes into, no one really knows.
Can I tell you the one that really pisses me off? And literally I haven't forgot this when it happened about 2 years ago. PayPal. I've got PayPal like everyone else. I get an email, money has just been taken out of your account, or like it's something similar, like something's just happened. And I thought, I haven't paid for anything on my PayPal. This was genuinely from PayPal because I clicked it and it was the PayPal sign. And then I looked and it was like 3-4 weeks ago something had happened and they were sending me a notification then to tell me about it, to get me to go back to PayPal. So I had this moment of like worry and panic, and they were just... And also another thing, this is slightly different, but Facebook notifications, I now just don't value Facebook notifications at all, because you get Sandra, who you once saw and walked past, has started playing a game and they're doing really well, rather than actual notifications you care about.
So like that, they're getting your attention and then disappointing you, so then you're not going to look in that
it's
place.
The boy that cried wolf, the Facebook that cried random stuff.
Because an interesting part, going another level with this.
Take us to the next level, Lloyd. Take us to the next level.
So Casey Neistat on YouTube, I'd say, is the king of like clickbaity titles. I find it so hard not to click on his videos, because even though I know he's like, oh,
I'm stopping YouTube.
My wife's leaving me. And I'm like, oh, I know it's probably clickbait, but the interesting thing there is the content is still so good that I go back. So if you can get people's attention in a clickbaity way, but then provide them so much value that they're still happy, fine. But if they're going to leave feeling disappointed, I don't think it's a good way to go.
Over years of creating great content, he's built up a relationship with you where you genuinely care about him and his life. So if he's got a clickbait thing saying my wife left me, you'll watch it for that 0.00001% that his wife has actually left him. So then you know about it and you can like say, "Oh, Casey, I love you," which is
send him a DM, go, "Oh, so sorry, Casey," and then he'll literally never see it.
Yeah. But that's why the whole like influencer marketing thing, that's what these influencers are doing. Yeah. They're building such rapport up with you that you care about everything to do with their life, so that one day when they say, "Oh, you should buy this mug because I like it," you buy it.
How much?
Don't know. This was an IKEA one, I think. Should really have a branded mug for the podcast, but
not a very good salesperson, are you?
No.
I wanted to buy that then.
No.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I've got something else I want to talk to you about as well.
Okay.
In this segment.
Yep.
Now, this is that part where I try and retell us something I've seen and not do it very well.
Cool, right.
But
it sounds really great.
I watched a really interesting video. Simon Sinek. You should start with why, the book he wrote.
Yeah.
There's a video I saw recently, and it was all about 2 different perspectives of the way you look at things. He tells a story. Him and his friend at the weekend go to this running club. Every week they run a running club, and every week the running club give away some kind of free food, like a sponsor will come and bring, have a free bagel, have a free this, have a free that.
Can you get that without running?
Oh, I didn't ask him.
Can you find out for me?
Yeah,
because I don't want to run, but I'll travel for that.
Yeah. What, to America?
Yeah.
So he says him and his friends were there. There was this day they had free donuts, right? Free donuts. You're literally, I can see you salivating.
Yeah, nice.
So they had free donuts. His Simon Sinek says to his friend, "There's free donuts. I'm going to go get a free donut." There was a massive queue. His friend goes, "There's a massive queue." He goes, "There's free donuts. I'm going to get a free donut." His friend goes, "I'm not queuing. There's a massive queue." He goes, "But they're free donuts." He queues up and gets a free donut. His not thesis, his, what do you call it?
Moral of the story.
His moral of the story is there's 2 ways to look at life. Some people in life see something they want and they get that thing they want and they're focused on getting that thing.
I'm getting a donut. Yeah.
You get the donut.
Yeah.
I'm getting the donut.
Yeah.
Other people see the thing stopping them getting the thing they want. They focus on that and they don't try and get the thing they want because there's so many people.
I don't want to queue. Oh.
Are you going to be the person that sees the thing you want and actually goes and gets it, or looks at the queue and doesn't go and get it?
Most things in life, I'll look at the queue and not get it. But with the donut, I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I think it comes down to how much you care about the end goal. Like a donut you really care about, so you'll go get it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, like whatever else.
Salad.
Like doing your doing your schoolwork to get good grades, you didn't care about, so you did terrible at school.
Not queuing for that. No. Did not value it.
Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? It was a really interesting video.
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
2 more things for you.
Yeah. Are they donuts?
No, they're not donuts.
Don't want to hear them.
One thing to do with COVID and government support. If you run a business, there's constantly information flying out about grants, around the furlough scheme, around this. I find it hard to understand everything because there's so much information.
And your intelligence.
And my intelligence is lower than yours.
Yeah.
And I don't care about it as much.
Yeah.
However, a guy called Mark Telford, who's a really cool guy, an accountant, he sends a weekly email out summarising the new information. And even me, as stupid as I am with finance stuff, I understand it.
That is amazing.
And I think
Mark Telford must have done such a good job.
Yeah, if you go to, I actually asked him for the link for where to sign up. It's on his contact form. It's telfordsaccountants.com/contact-us. And on there, there's a little sign up thing. It's just well helpful, and I thought other people would value that.
It really is, because I get the same email, and again, I read them. I think I said on the last episode, I read hardly any emails from. Oh, I don't mean like if you're clients or like friends. I read those, but I mean when you sign up for emails and stuff. And
do you read those emails?
Yeah, I do, because they're every time you open them, it's something that's worthwhile reading. Yeah. You can tell that he puts a lot of effort into making sure it's all accurate and kind of boxed in a nice little package of being able to understand it quickly. So, yeah, we've mentioned Mark Telford a lot in the last few episodes.
He's a nice guy, though.
Yeah,
we've done some work with him in the past, and he's just a good guy.
Yeah, really good at what he does. Good work, Mark Telford. Cool.
That's the end of my Dan helping.
I forgot what
Dan
segment's
helping us be good at
called.
business.
Yeah.
Ready?
Dan helping us be good at business. Nice. Enjoyed that. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So this, if you're a new listener, by the way, thank you very much for listening to this episode all the way through to the end. We've been gaining a few new listeners because we're doing a bit better in the charts, aren't we, Dan? Through our hard work with growing this podcast. If you're new, sometimes we have more businessy episodes helping people grow their business. Sometimes
we talk about stuff Lloyd did in his childhood.
Yeah, life and weird stories and all sorts. So please do follow us, subscribe, anything from whatever platform
Lloyd's
you're on.
just got one final story to tell you about a piano chair. Take it away, Lloyd.
I'm not telling that story.
If you want to hear that story, let us know because it's genuinely really good. But Lloyd thinks
stool.
it's too rude for the podcast.
Yeah,
so
let us know. We might get it in episode 24 or 25 or 26. We'll see. We'll clickbait each time. We'll go piano stool story.
I'll tell you what, I'll do a deal with you. We haven't planned this. If we get 5 Apple reviews mentioning piano stool, I can tell the story next game.
Okay.
And you have to let me tell the story if we get that.
Yeah.
Please, everyone.
It's up to you, listeners.
It's such a good story. This isn't planned, and I genuinely want to say it, but Lloyd told me off and said it's too rude. Please give us an Apple review with 5. That's all we need.
You could, listeners, you could be the downfall of this podcast. Telling a crude story and getting banned from... Yeah, anyway. Thanks, guys. Lovely to speak to you, and we will see you
Lovely to be in your ears.
in episode 24.